Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, parents, family, and friends, on behalf of the entire faculty and staff at Bath High School, it is my honor and absolute joy to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2025. To our seniors, our soon-to-be graduates, today is a celebration of you, but it is also a celebration of all the people who helped you get to this moment. First, I would like to thank the members of our Board of Education. Mrs. Ann Chafee, President. Mr. Ken Kriegel, Vice President. Mrs. Jennifer Smith, Secretary. Mrs. Catherine Reed, Trustee. And Mr. Sam Batchelor, Trustee. And our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Chris Hodges. Thank you for your leadership, support, and continued commitment to the students and families of Bath Community Schools. Your vision and dedication make this all possible. Now, would all faculty and staff members from Bath Community Schools please stand? To our amazing educators and staff, thank you for showing up each day with patience, passion, and heart. You have guided, mentored, challenged, and encouraged this class every step of the way. The impact you've made on these students' lives goes far beyond the walls of any school building. Thank you. To the parents, grandparents, guardians, siblings, family, and friends who have cheered, comforted, and supported these students throughout their journey, thank you. Seniors, will you please round of applause for your welcome today. Thank you for the love and support you've poured into these students, especially during those late night study sessions, helping with homework, what is this math anyway that we're learning? Attending countless events, and all the, I just need 5 more minutes in the morning. Or simply offering a listening ear when things felt tough. Your role has been, and your love is what carried them here. We also want to take a moment to welcome the members of the Bath Museum Committee who are with us this afternoon. So Sue and Kate Hagerman, please stand, thank you. Your presence honors the legacy and history of this community, and we're proud to have you here with us. Before we look ahead, we must pause and look back. Today, May 18th, marks the 90th anniversary of the Bath School bombing. We remember the students, educators, and community members, the 44 lives lost that day, and we honor their memory this afternoon. Though nearly a century has passed, we still feel the echo of that loss. This ceremony, filled with hope and promise, is a testament to the resilience of this community and our shared commitment to a better future. Now, to the class of 2025. Today is not just a ceremony. It is a turning point, a launch pad, a moment to reflect on where you've been and to set your sights on where you're headed. Seniors, this class will always hold a very special place in my heart. You are the last group of students I taught as a classroom teacher before having the privilege of becoming your principal. That alone would make you unforgettable to me. But we also have the infamous Profe experience that has bonded us forever. It's become part of our shared history, one we'll never stop rolling our eyes or shaking our heads about. 1,364 days ago, you came to us as wide-eyed ninth graders, fresh off a middle school experience spent in front of screens, or maybe not in your pajamas, learning how to unmute yourselves. You were navigating high school while still figuring out who you were in a world that was rapidly changing. Through all the awkwardness and freshman year chaos, there was something special about you. You showed heart, you showed grit, and you showed up. Over the last 4 years, we've watched you grow into confident, curious, compassionate, and courageous young adults. Whether you're heading off to college, joining the workforce, entering the trades, or blazing your own trail and exploring what's next, you are stepping into the world not just with knowledge, but with purpose. You've been leaders in the classroom, on the field, on the concert stage, and in the hallways. You've left your mark, not just through these accomplishments, but in the way you've cared for one another, supported one another, and grown together. So before you rush off into the future in a blur of caps and tassels and celebratory selfies, take a deep breath and smile. Look around. These are your last few moments together as the class of 2025. Treasure them. And know this, no matter where life takes you, whether you're negotiating your first salary, surviving your first dorm roommate, or figuring out how to do your own laundry, you will always have a home here. This school, this community, these people, we will always be cheering you on. As you stand on the edge of what's next, I leave you with this simple and sincere reminder. Go out there and be bold, be kind, be unstoppable. And if all else fails, throw on your favorite hoodie, pause, but maybe just don't post it. And remember, not every reel is real. I would now like to introduce the president of the class of 2025 to present the senior class gift, Ms. Jordan Lira.
I, Jordan Lira, on behalf of the class of 2025, now present our senior gift, Buzz.
As members of the Bath Board of Education, we are pleased to accept this generous gift from the class of 2025. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and most importantly, the class of 2025, welcome to the Bath High School graduation. As your superintendent, I'm truly humbled to stand before you and witness the culmination of years of hard work, dedication, and perseverance. The faculty and staff, thank you for your unwavering support and guidance. To the parents and families, thank you for your endless encouragement and sacrifices. To the graduates, congratulations on reaching this significant milestone in your lives. As you stand on the brink of a new chapter in your lives, take with you the lessons you've learned, the friendships you've forged, and the memories you have created. Let us embrace the challenges that await you with courage and determination, knowing that you have the knowledge, the skills, and the support system to overcome any obstacle that comes your way. At this time, please join me in welcoming the valedictorian of the class of 2025, Madison Wagner. Madison is the daughter of Cynthia and Brian Wagner, and she plans to attend Michigan State University and study political theory and constitutional democracy.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am honored to be up here today, celebrating our class's achievements and future plans. Standing here as valedictorian makes it very easy to say that the sum of my high school career is my academic achievements. However, that would be disingenuous to the larger meaning behind the 15 years of schooling and the journey that got me here. We all had our own path to get here today, distinctly set apart from our grades and our days in school. Now, before I get into my journey and my perspective on it, I need to provide context on who I came from. I came from two of the strongest, most loving people that I am eternally grateful to call my parents. Anyone who knows me, and especially people who know my parents as well, know that I am equal parts of both of them, for better and for worse. They have continually pushed me to take up space and to explore the world around me. And if I had to pick a singular reason why I'm here today, it would be the two of them. So let's get into it. In elementary, I was a social butterfly, believe it or not. Soon I became a shy, quiet kid going into COVID, switching schools. In middle school, when I moved to Bath, I was fortunate enough to be pushed into scouting. I quickly became more confident, became comfortable with leadership, and after earning my Eagle rank, now travel all around the country, planning and leading fellowship and training events for other scouts. Scouting allowed me to explore my curiosity regarding the world around me, and provided me some wonderful opportunities. I visited dozens of states and met some absolutely amazing people, all while fostering a sense of citizenship and duty to others. That's a pretty shameless plug, I know, but I owe it to my classmates and to my friends to share the reason why I've missed so many events over the course of high school. At times, it was hard to feel disconnected from my friends here. But scouting was exactly what I needed when I needed it. It grew my love of learning and gave me the confidence to begin playing sports in high school and growing within the school community. Now for high school, the fun part, I know. The last 4 years in this building have taught me plenty of things. I became an athlete, competing and finding success on the volleyball court and the wrestling mat. My wrestling coaches pushed me to love the sport, despite the many challenges that came with it. Volleyball came a little more naturally, but it taught me how to assert myself within chaos. Littler me would have never believed the things that I've learned and enjoyed in sports. I figured out which teachers grade slow enough that I can procrastinate on their assignments. Sorry, guys. And I've learned to make peace with people and enjoy their company despite our differences. I've learned that the teachers and staff in this district truly want to see us succeed. The list goes on and on, but the entirety of our education is not the hours that we spend in chairs listening to lectures, nor the letters and percentages assigned to our work. And while it may seem silly for me, the kid with the best grades, to say that grades and learning targets are not the focus of our time here, it's true. The focus of education is to foster a love of learning so that we can be successful when we leave this building, a building that we have spent so much time in. Now, learning doesn't look the same for everyone. As for me, plenty of people think of me as a goody two-shoes, a nerd, a focused student, or just plain weird. And all of those descriptions have some truth to them, don't get me wrong. I often approach topics with energy, and I find it hard to let go of things once I grab on. I value order, but I often embrace chaos. For those who aren't aware, for the past 2.5 to 3 years, I've folded all of my school papers, please hold, into one stack. And I don't use folders, much to everyone's dismay. This is how I organize all of my work, and it got me here, so, take that. I procrastinate and I complain, but I almost always get my work done on time, minus my lengthy period of senioritis this year. Again, sorry to my teachers. And despite my teachers' best intentions, there have been many class periods where I've been miserable and saw no benefit to what I was being taught. We've all been there. But when I think about the last 4 years in their entirety, everything that we did was worth it. Because in the end, I love learning. Everyone knows that I'm a tryhard during review games. Successfully solving a math problem makes me feel like a genius. I enjoy writing and using far more words than I should, as Mrs. Schaefer knows. I adore spending time outside, understanding the natural world, especially toads. Everyone who knows me knows that I love toads. I love sports as a competitive outlet, and I've learned more things than I can count. And when I look back, standing here today, trying not to cry, I loved every moment. I loved standing on the desks, yelling during April's review sessions. Sorry, Bobma. I loved arguing my case during AP Gov. I loved talking about feminist literature and my feelings with AP Lit with Mrs. Schaefer. I love, and I try to remember that when things seem boring and pointless. Learning brings me joy in all of its forms. And I know that my experience with school is not universal. Academics is easier and more fun for me than for most. But regardless of classes, every person in this room has something that they are interested in, something that they care about. Taking the time to learn about those things and find happiness in them is the same deal. The things we find meaning in and learn about are the things that allow us to muddle through the mundane. Learning keeps us moving forward. Learning is what makes the world go. It's what allows us to succeed. Success isn't just about being the best. It's about learning to become better each and every day. The things we've learned guide us through the easiest of our daily routines, whether that's getting dressed, brushing your teeth, and a love of learning guides us through uncertain times, maybe when we start a new job or graduate high school. Even if you don't know something, the willingness to learn about it will help you find a solution. It will guide you towards compassion for people different than you, and it will let you embrace new and different opportunities. I often get frustrated when I don't understand something, when I don't know why I'm being forced to learn something I don't find important. The only time that I find a resolution in those scenarios is when I find joy in the process of figuring it all out. When I remember that living is about learning, no matter the topic. And don't get me wrong, it can be hard to learn, to take the time and have the courage to reach for something different than what you know. But what are we if not curious and nosy? We all grew up in a small town, we all know way too much. As we leave here today and spread across the state, country, and world, remember back on your time in this school. Remember that education is meant to foster our love of learning, even in the smallest of ways. We've spent 4 years learning the ins and outs of this building and the people next to us, and now we have the rest of our lives to learn about the world around us and everyone else in it. Never stop enjoying the little moments and the new things around every corner. While we've each taken our own journey to get here, a love of learning has grown in each of us along the way. Congrats to us, the class of 2025.
Senior band members, would you please join the band for one last song?
Good afternoon, class of 2025, and happy graduation day. I've got a couple announcements and reminders for you this morning. We did it. For the past 4 years, some of you have heard me make that announcement or a similar one every morning, while most of you have been tuning me out. Regardless, looking back, those daily announcements often contain updates on events that I believe we'll remember with the most nostalgia. From football games and homecoming dances to the week of giving and blood drives to prom and the John Nugent, it's all been a part of our unique high school experience. Even when you may have ignored me, especially when I reminded you to turn in yearbook photos or guest forms, these moments are ones we will happily reminisce upon. Like any senior student body, of course, we've learned life won't always be smooth flying. Sure, there were turbulent times like freshman year when it felt like every other week a new team was going under quarantine. Or those last 2 days of week of giving when we all frantically worried about reaching our goal. It was during those weeks the library felt more like a call center as we reached out to business after business, and the hallways were sweet with the smell of hot chocolate and fresh baked goods. Everyone involved knows how fun, yet how stressful, this beloved week is. And despite our worries, time and time again, we hit our target. I mean, everyone remembers when Mr. Z sacrificed his hair for the cause. And of course, our most exciting memories, like cheering on the boys basketball team to the quarterfinals our freshman year, and more recently, reclaiming the County Line Trophy on Lynchburg's own field. Everyone present remembers the electric atmosphere when we drove to school that day to find a paw print on our rock. And of course, the mental fireworks that exploded when we rushed the field after getting the win that night. This year wouldn't be complete without senior sunset, sunrise, painting our parking spots, skip day, splash-in, breakfast, and honor night. It was at these events that we reflected on the memories we've made over the past 12 years, and without a doubt created so many more. Our sense of community was unquestionably strengthened by these opportunities to have simple fun together and honor each other's accomplishments. When I first began writing this speech, there were so many distinct memories and people I wanted to specially shout out, but as I went on, I realized it would be impossible to fit them all. I am genuinely proud of every single one of you for what we've done here these past 4 years. I know it was not always easy, nor did it feel easy. Bad grades, disappointing our teachers, or falling short of personal goals may have brought adversity on this journey, but the important thing is that by being here today, we have proved our ability to persevere through it all. Despite a few of us catching a bad case of senioritis, personally, I know I racked up a few too many absences and procrastinated even writing this speech. But hey, we're all still here today walking, so we must have done something right. In all seriousness, when the time came, each of you stepped up to the plate to accomplish what needed to be done. It's with all these unforgettable moments, I feel it's vital to acknowledge our key players that have made them all possible. Our administrators, parents, and teachers have been standing alongside us since we first walked into Miss Beckman's classroom, nurturing not only our education, but our hearts and minds to instill in us a drive to be good people, as Miss Cook always says. So it's with a posture of deep gratitude that I thank all of you on behalf of the class of 2025, especially Mrs. Clavelli, who has been with us since 7th grade and our advisor since freshman year, guiding us through so many of our high school milestones. Seniors, back to you. I asked you, besides a diploma, what did we get from these past 12 years? I think we all know the obvious answers of knowledge and a few life skills, but I think here on this stage is the perfect time to back up and look at the big picture. We have stories to tell future generations, friendships that will last a lifetime, and lessons that go beyond the textbooks we never took out of our lockers. Sorry, Mr. Bosma. No matter what we do or how far we go, our roots will always be here. For many of us, the foundations upon which we stand for the rest of our lives will tie back to our experiences at Bath. I know I'm forever grateful to God for the path He set me upon that led me to knowing all of you. And as I stand before you today, I speak for His glory. As said in Nehemiah 8:10, the joy of the Lord is your strength. And I cannot wait to see the beautiful and inspiring directions He takes each of your lives in. As with such a diverse group of personalities, it is exciting to think about how different all of our futures look. Because after we walk across the stage, there is no more having to wake up at 6:30 for class. Unless, of course, we choose to. This newfound freedom is so different than the freedom we felt 4 years ago when we began high school. Bright-eyed, we entered this building thinking we had finally made it. We'd escaped middle school after all. And now, years later, we have a world of opportunity amplified before us. With the safety net of parents and teachers removed, some of us will return to the classroom to seize the opportunity that is post-secondary education,
while others will continue their pursuit of knowledge with an impact drill in hand, and some of you will jump into the workforce ready to see what the world has to offer. It is our diversity, in all of its forms, that we find our hidden strength. In biological terms, as Mr. Greenwald taught us, within a community, the loss of a keystone species leads to a collapse. A world in which we are all cookie-cutter copies of one another is a failed world I pray we never see. How would we have ever finished our homecoming floats without our construction students assembling the base, our art prodigies painting in every last detail, and our most organized minds tying it all together? One simple example that is symbolic of all accomplishments past, present, and future. Our years here have taught us what role we play on the team, traits that we will take beyond these four walls. We are the next generation of teachers, lawyers, construction workers, pilots, and beyond. It is the people sitting next to you that will fill all of those essential yet diverse roles. So yes, we will walk away from this place today, diplomas in hand, but we will walk away truly having so much more. So in my final announcement to you all, congratulations, class of 2025. Please excuse her tears. She's been with us since second grade. It is my honor to introduce our commencement speaker, Mrs. Beth Casto.
Good afternoon, students, families, and distinguished guests. It's with great pride and deep joy that I stand before you today, not only as a teacher, but as somebody that had the absolute pleasure of spending the early educational year with all of you guys. Throughout the elementary, I watched you transform into eager learners, confident and curious and capable individuals to take on all of your futures. I remember meeting most of you as little second graders. Walking into my classroom, you were initially nervous, shy, unaware of what was going on or even where you should start. But soon, wonder filled your eyes and your hearts filled with enthusiasm for learning. We worked through math problems together, celebrated our first spelling test, read stories that sparked your imagination, played games to help you learn and share the moments of joy and laughter and even sometimes frustration. Through it all, you strengthened your skills, gained confidence, and formed your great bonds of friendship. It's been an incredible privilege to teach you starting in second grade, moving with you into third grade, and then continuing our journey into fourth grade. Jordan Lira was one of my many bright-eyed second graders who entered my classroom with curiosity and enthusiasm. I was blessed to inspire her learning through fourth grade, and then she returned to me through her middle school years as a classroom helper, bringing her kindness and maturity full circle. Over the years, each of you have grown in remarkable ways. You've gained confidence, deepened your compassion, nurtured your curiosity, and that continues to bloom. You've learned to solve problems, work as a team, support one another, and that to me is the true heart of learning. One of my favorite memories in elementary school was on Halloween. I'll never forget the year Jacob walked into the classroom as the headless horseman. Everybody stood there with their mouths wide open in amazement. He was absolutely amazing. I'll always hold dear the times that we worked together when we created different tree designs for the art auctions. Remember the art auctions? Or we published books every year. The first one being, you dreamed about your futures with our book, All the Places You Will Go. You built leadership skills with the 7 Habits of a Leader and explored the wonders of our state with your Michigan book. Watching you add your unique touch to these projects reminded me of the beauty of collaboration and the power of creativity. This is a true reflection of who you are as a class. But then there was Penny Wars. Oh yes, Penny Wars every year. Together we came together with a common goal. No one was going to win over us. We learned math strategies to outsmart the other classes. But it wasn't about just the competition. It was about working together, supporting each other, and having a blast while doing it. Then those amazing times of triumph, laughter, and yes, even a little bit of friendly rivalry over pizza that helped to make those years so unforgettable. As a teacher, the most rewarding part of my job was to watch the little light bulbs go off with each and every one of you as elementary students. You learned new concepts, your curiosity led you to explore new things, and your courage grew stronger. We learned, created, experimented, and got our hands dirty in the process. Whether we were constructing science projects, writing stories together, or exploring new ways to learn through our week at Annie's Big Nature lesson, or our week in the Michigan Historical Museum. Every day was an adventure designed to inspire your love of learning. As you stand on the threshold of beginning this new chapter in your life, I want you to reflect on your growth over the years. It's not just about what you've learned from books, your lessons in the classroom, but about the values you've learned along the way: kindness, perseverance, patience, and empathy. You have learned that failure is not the end, but the chance to learn, adapt, and grow stronger. You've learned to celebrate each other's successes and support each other during rough times. I've seen you grow into your own right as true leaders. Now I want you to imagine one thing: a simple word, a kind smile, a piece of advice that a teacher told you one time. Picture one scary moment you may have had with a friend, maybe in class or some other time. Finally, imagine the time when you felt so proud of yourself, when everything finally clicked and somebody said to you, "You did it." These inspirational moments help shape you. Moments of growth, courage, connection, and pride. These are the memories that made this place more than just a school. So here you are, a little older, a little taller, and a lot wiser. To the parents and families, thank you for letting me have your children. That this class has truly touched me in a way that I will never forget. It has been an honor to teach them and support them along the path. I will never be so grateful to you for this opportunity that I had with this class of 2025. To you, the students, the class of 2025, it has been my absolute privilege to have been your teacher. As you go into the world, remember that you can achieve anything. Never stop creating things, never stop being curious, never lose your heart. Never stop believing in yourselves. Never stop learning, and always chase your dreams. In closing, teaching you has been the greatest joy of my life. The future is yours. Seize it and do extraordinary things. Thank you for the forever memories that I will have. I am so incredibly proud of you. Congratulations to you. The world is waiting for you, and you are ready.
Thank you, Ms. Castro. As the high school principal of Bath Community Schools, it is my distinguished honor to present to Dr. Chris Hodges, Superintendent of Bath Community Schools, the class of 2025.
As Superintendent of Bath Community Schools, it is my pleasure to accept the graduating class of 2025. You have reached one milestone in your academic career. May you obtain many more in your lifetime. Congratulations.
Nathaniel Quinn Aliva Crandall. Rosa Baker. Amelie Bertels. Gabriela Martinez Betcher. Amelia Rose Bauma. Megan Berg. Chase Cobb. Isabel Rose Coconut. Bryant A. Collins. Nevaeh Rain Crawford. Kevon Michael Anthony Crowell. Isaiah Soriano de la Cruz. Jill DeZute. Lucas Ray Decker. Abram Robert Durden. Amelia Louise Dilday. Lillian Rose Dilday. Samira Dixon Gooden. Madeline Grace Ellis. Harmony Lynn Hewins Bliss. Apora May Franklin. Jace Freeman. Joseph Garcia. Callie Gardner. James William Gossett Jr. Preston James Grams. Ace Hadley. Hunter Brian Hamilton. Mitchell Stephen Hammond. Ryan Hansen. Logan Xavier Hart. Emma Marie Horde. Latimer Jones III. Jay Chrysler. Jake Charles Kuhn. Nolan Daniel Kuhn. Haley Lawrence. Karis Len. Kayla Len. Jordan Nicole Hill. Remington Hunter McCrimmon. Destiny McDaniels. Tristan James Medeiros. Isabella Luisa Morales. Cole D. Moran. Kyle Edward Moran. Antonia Jo Morris. Lauren Stephen O'Hario. Jordan Lee Vern O'Valley. Krish Mehul Patel. Destiny Perry. Braden M. Prince. Jonathan Pruitt. Tyler Gray Rontala. Oceana Dharma Reich. Nolan Alexander Rowley. Sadie Ziedemunt. Louis T. Simpson Mitchell. Luke Anthony Skidmore. Tyler Preston Spears. Connor Talbot. Braden Bear Teachworth. Lorenzo Tribesh de Perez. Paige Alexis Rose Turner. Thomas Jeremiah Vane. Sophie Marie Van Norman. Corey J. Waring II. Ethan David Wicks. Caleb A. Williams. Kylie Patricia Ann Wright. Natalia Brzeszniak.
Jordan Lyra, please return to your seat. Will the class of 2025 officers and representatives please stand? Quinn Renee Chamberlain. Madison Marie Wagner. Anna Rose Shively Trippy. Hannah K. Norton, Secretary. Abriana Torak, Vice President. Jordan Raylan Lira, President.
Graduates, to signify your graduation, you may move your tassel from the right side of your hat to the left.
As we close out our commencement ceremonies for the graduating class of 2025, I would like to thank Mr. Vetter and the Bath High School Band for providing us with your wonderful talent. To John Pichette, Ryan Knoll, and Cole Lawless for keeping our facilities looking great and for handling the setup for this ceremony. To Christine McAllister of Click Photography for capturing the memories of today's ceremony. And to the person who makes all of this possible. This person organizes and creates the graduation program, orders the caps, gowns, orders the diplomas, and so much more. She makes this day a wonderful experience for all of us. Thank you to Mrs. Wendy Cook. Ladies and gentlemen, as this is the class of 2025 special day, I do ask that you remain in your seats until all of the graduates have exited the gymnasium. Thank you. You can clap for them. To the newest graduates of Bath High School, the world is waiting for you. Go and show them who you are. Congratulations and welcome to the beginning of everything. I now present to you the graduating class of 2025.